The beating heart of Rome was never the marble of the Senate. It was the sand of the Colosseum. Mrgrrr has been working very hard on his body and his spirit the last several days because, well, spending the massive amount of just intensity trying to make the winter missions for Godmaker and just hammering them out one after another was quite a Herculean feat with regards to the mind. And no one wants to watch that because who wants to watch people study? There's a lot of people that make a living doing calisthenics and feats of strength on the internet. There's a lot of people that make a living singing beautiful songs and inspiring people with the spirit. Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen. It makes my heart very, very happy that Emmett, the little boy that was taken from us, was a big fan of Bruce Springsteen and Taylor Swift. Now that's a 1-2 punch. I hope they do a concert together someday. But soon, Mrgrrr, after he's done training his body and training his spirit, he's going to get back to the business of working on the mind and doing a lot of mock battles in the sand. Now, here's something for a godly man to admit to the world. Mrgrrr loved the movie Clash of the Titans. Just absolutely loved it, was fascinated by it as a little kid. And that's kind of, well, Mrgrrr, if you're such a devoted, godly man, should you really be telling the world that you like Clash of the Titans? Isn't that kind of like being a pagan? Maybe. I don't know. But man, I love the idea of Zeus putting Perseus in the Colosseum. Like if anybody has ever watched the original Clash of the Titans, they'll say, oh yeah, Mrgrrr, that looks kind of familiar. That's kind of why Mrgrrr chose it. Now, there's another scene where Zeus, well, is grumpy, and he takes a figure in his hand, and he squeezes it, turns it to dust. I have no problem with Grandpa Bob or the higher power picking me up and squeezing me. Happens all the time, and it's made me who I am. Body, spirit, and mind. Now, I got a lot of stuff to do today. Got my needle and thread, got my scissors. I'm going to try to repair my Home of the Free Because of the Brave bag. Here's someone you won't find me quoting very often. Hillary Clinton. Best quote ever. I love America, warts and all. Well spoken. Well spoken. One of the things that Mrgrrr believes wholeheartedly is that there are no such things as accidents or coincidences. There's a police officer parked over there right around the corner by that building. And I walked across the field there where many dog owners play with their dogs and wave to that police officer. I don't think it was an accident that Officer Joe Benoit was kind of parked at Washington Park yesterday either. I have no doubt that he was there for a good reason. One of the things that is very important to me, and I've said this more than probably anything else other than maybe kindness has no limits, is that time is the most valuable resource there is. And I really, really, really do not ever want to waste an officer of the law's time here in Neenah, Wisconsin. If they ever need my help, well, they know where to find me. If there's ever a question that they want to ask me, all they need to do is knock on my door. The police are not your friends when they're on duty. They have a job to do, a sworn duty, a very important and a very sacred one, and I respect that more than most. So there's a lot of broken glass here under this bridge. I'm guessing this is still one of the favorite party spots. for the kids to raise a little mischief. But I'm thinking about going home later, grabbing my broom, grabbing my dustpan, and sweeping all this up. You know why? Because glass is dangerous. And Mr. Gurr doesn't want to bring any more danger to the situation ever. All I want to bring to the situation is kindness. Looking at these lines makes my back just ache. It was not this Labor Day pass, but the one before that Mr. Gurr decided to do the Coach Carter Challenge. That's to run 1,000 suicides and do 1,000 push-ups. And I did that here. And I'll never forget that. That's for sure. It took me under 7 hours to do that. That was a long, kind of a Herculean labor. Like in mythology, they talk about, the labors of Hercules. Well, I don't pretend that anyone's ever going to talk about the labors of Mr. Gurr, but I don't know how many Labor Days I have left. Jumped rope for 8 hours this Labor Day. That was pretty good. What am I going to do next Labor Day? Well, don't tell my wife. That's important. My wife wants me to kind of get out of that mindset. And I need to, because there's only so much the body, the spirit, and the mind can take. And if I keep trying to do the labors of Hercules into my old age, well, dollars to donuts, it's going to be the body that gives out before anything else. So I'm going to take a nice stroll here towards the clock at Washington Park, because a very special time is coming up on us. $12:12 is a very special time of day for Mr. Gurr. It's when Mr. Gurr makes a goal. One of the goals that Mr. Gurr has is he wants to go inside the Nita Middle School and stand at center court and that beautiful, beautiful gymnasium. I've been there before, and I need to find a way to get there again. Go through the proper channels so that Mr. Gurr can stand, hey, at center court where the middle school kids play basketball, where my sons go to school. One of the things that everybody says when they meet me is, man, Mr. Gurr, are you a coach? Nope. But it's never too late. It's never too late. Mr. Gurr was a wicked good basketball player. Mr. Gurr loves working with kids. Mr. Gurr has a way of seeing the strengths inside of kids and focusing on them, and secretly, behind their back, turning their weaknesses into strengths as well. What do you think? Do you think Mr. Gurr would be a good coach? Definitely not a good head coach, because I'd work those kids so hard they die. And then Mr. Gurr would be out of a job and probably in prison. Kindness has no limits. Mr. Gurr, well, we'll see what kind of limits the old body of Mr. Gurr has. Mr. Gurr has the unfortunate blessing and curse of being correct a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, Mr. Gurr can be wrong just like anybody else. And when that happens, Mr. Gurr is the first to jump to attention and say, hey, world, I made a mistake. What I said or did was incorrect. But Mr. Gurr has done a lot of scouting around the park, which is empty. There's nobody here but me. And I do not see the whammer hammer for playing the xylophone anywhere. And Mr. Gurr is looking. He's looking in all the weird places too, because hey, you know what? Juveniles might hide that thing somewhere where Mr. Grrr cannot find it, like putting it in the spider web, for example. That'd be a good place to find it. So I could play one more song with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mr. Grrr was right to come to the park one last time and play that song on the xylophone and entertain, I'd say about 8 to 10 toddlers. It was kind of like a Pied Piper moment, and I'll never, ever forget it. Not because I made a video about it, because it's in my heart. It's in my heart. That was just as memorable to me as jump roping for 8 hours or running 1,000 suicides and doing 1,000 push-ups. But do not despair. Mr. Grrr has the Dr. Sharko box of sandwiches. Sadly, these bad boys did not go on sale for Amazon Prime Deal Day. Oh my gosh. Because if they would have, Mr. Grrr would have bought a lot of these little whammer hammers for the xylophone here at Washington Park. Mr. Grrr is still working on the grommet problem, putting the grrr and grommet so that these can be held so maybe another person can get to use it after they're done. But Mr. Grrr is not going to play any music today. Mr. Grrr is just going to reflect on the memory that got made here with the children. I shared with one of the police officers in town. That was just a magic moment. There was another moment today. I was at Aldi's with my wife. I say I'm Gabriel's dad a lot, but Mr. Grrr might be also saying, hey, even more than that, I'm Andrea's husband. And there was a mom with a couple of kids, one in a car seat, one probably 4 or 5. And I just heard kind of like a shot, like a gunshot. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That is something you will never, ever hear Mr. Grrr say to a child.